Hello and welcome to the video for Tuesday, July 28th. I'm going to let everybody into the waiting room or in from the waiting room to the class right now. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
How you guys doing?
Uh,
Meh. I always know it's good when nobody replies with a sound, but just or with an actual word, but just with a sound like "Brah."
well, isn't that the mood?
I mean, I was set up.
Oh yeah.
You can only see
Oh,
the top
Kim
of
in
my head.
space.
Just the top of my head, nothing else.
You lie.
Yeah, you can't just be kind of in space.
Just a little bit. I only want to be a little bit in space, not all the way. Not yet.
So how are you guys doing today?
Can I go back to bed?
You know what? Maybe somebody could make a mask that looks like their face, and then they could be wearing it during class, and they could actually be sleeping, but we'd see their regular face.
Yeah, but I don't think I want a face like a face mask. You get what I'm trying to say.
A face mask of your face.
Yeah,
That's true.
that'd be just a little weird.
Well, I don't know. There's some pretty weird masks happening out there these days.
I mean, you're not wrong. I had a customer come into work the other day with a mesh face mask, and like, kudos for you for working around the mask requirement, but also you're an idiot.
That's the funniest thing I ever heard. That's like a mask with a big hole cut out in the middle so you can smile.
Yep. But yeah, no, it happened, and like I saw him walk by, and I just like watched him for a second. I was like, okay.
Works for me.
It's like, you're not coming over here. I don't care. Oh, InDesign starts today.
Wait, what's that we're eating?
What am I eating? I'm eating a whole thing of the chewy sweet tarts. I don't know if it'll let you see them actually.
Is your diet kind of scary?
Yes. Actively, yes.
Is it like what's the toxicity level of your diet?
How am I still living to this day?
Okay, good question. Or good answer.
Was actually working on something for class and I lost track of time.
Oh, it's okay. We're talking
You're
about
good. We've just been chatting about my horrible diet.
I heard the toxicity level of the diet. That's actually kind of an interesting survey.
yeah. I don't think we want to compare notes. Like there's so many bad choices that we're making. I'm sure collectively we're making all of them, you know?
Well, it's like the pre-COVID and the post-COVID decisions have changed, I think, sometimes.
Let me ask you guys a question. So if you had known that this whole COVID thing was going to happen, is there anything you would have done in advance of it to prepare for it?
I would have gone to the arcade more.
Yeah.
I think I kind of lucked out, and I already got I'm already in a position that probably is better off than the one I was in before. Just kind of super lucky, I guess, because I was working as a painter. I guess I would have still been able to work and stuff in California, but I moved over here, so and I'm living with my grandparents, so. And then I'm going to school, so I'm not super affected by it, except I really would love to go outside right now.
Is it nice out?
No, it's always super hot and usually like not super, what's the word? It's kind of like unforgiving.
Right? It's not a
climate here.
Well, it's either super hot or super cold. I mean, super
yeah,
wet.
or just like Yeah, or like super windy and just like gnarly and stuff. Crazy place.
For me, I'd probably spring sooner for this tablet that I got only like I only got it like a few weeks after we had to go online. You remember going online for the animation class, right, Greg?
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of really hampered my production.
I know that was a super drag. Um, we got now though. We bought Pima bought tablets like the Intuos tablets, so that if future animation classes have to be online, that students can check out those tablets and draw at their home computers.
Yeah, I need to figure out something that's wrong with my tablet where it doesn't connect right with the computer.
Oh, okay.
If you have another tablet driver installed, that could mess it up. I had to. Oh,
I have no idea. I installed the tablet that I thought was it as in the driver.
Maybe you can get some help from the support line with the company that made it.
yeah.
Oh, great. Talking to other people.
Oh,
My
I thought that.
specialty.
So, Brianna, are you there?
Yeah.
Are you Little Miss presentation today?
Yes, I'm just fixing some stuff on here, that's all.
Okay, so do you need some more time or?
Give me like a minute.
Okay. Well, you know what I'll do? I'm gonna share a couple articles with these guys while you're getting ready. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
All right. So I'm gonna share my screen here. Take over your world, and so I posted a couple articles here that have to do with print-on-demand merchandise. So we made Redbubble accounts earlier in the semester. We made stickers and masks and things like that. You guys, many of you are artists and you're doing really cool work. And if you wanted to, start selling that in different formats, there's a lot of ways you could do it. So this article here, 125 products article, is like 125 print-on-demand products that you could create, right? And so now let me ask you guys a question. This is a trick question, right? How well do you think mugs sell?
My mom has filled 2 cabinets, so I have to say pretty good.
Any other opinions?
I don't know. I think there's got to be like a cap, because I mean, you can only have so many, like each person, I would think,
You make room.
would just,
Look,
I
yeah,
always
maybe.
get mugs.
You make room. I rearranged our entire cabinet to fit more Starbucks cups in there. You make room.
Yeah, whenever I get a
God.
gift, it's a mug.
Huh.
well, you really whenever you get a gift, it's a mug. Okay. Well, so I'm not necessarily a fan of mugs because I mean, like, they're cool looking and they're utilitarian, but it just seems like such a like it's almost like a wasteful gift. Like, oh, a mug, and I'm going to put it in my cabinet, or maybe I'm going to put some pens in it, and it's going to get pushed off to the back of my desk. I'm never going to see it again. So it just seems sort of like a blamant, like a blah gift to me, right? My personal opinion. But mugs are incredibly profitable. They sell like hotcakes. People buy mugs like they're going out of business, right? So and I know it might seem strange to you, like you're an artist, you do cool art or whatever. Why would I put it on a mug? That seems like the biggest commercial sell out there is, but mugs sell extremely well. So something to consider if you're of that breed of people who actually want to make money with their work commercially. So they talk about different things, different kinds of prints, drawstring bags, more prints here that you can do, t-shirts and hoodies, maybe things you haven't even thought about or didn't want to think about. Beach towels, phone covers, of course, notebooks, little advertisements. Okay, here's stickers, which can also be wall decals. You know, and the list goes on, right? We've got 125 different choices here. Leggings. I always thought leggings would be pretty cool to make a design. Socks. What do you guys think of socks? Designing for socks.
Meh.
I like socks.
Yeah.
Although I don't ever really buy any sort of decorative socks unless they're given to me as a gift.
Exactly.
I'll only spend my money on just the cheap, basic, like plain socks.
I think that mugs and socks, decorative socks, do fall into that category of gift giving. You know, there's some people around
Yeah.
who collect mugs, some people around who like to wear cool looking, you know, printed socks, but a lot of us just buy them for gifts. Of course, things like hats.
I'm actually.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I will admit I am actually one of those people. I like getting a whole lot of like Pokemon socks for myself. So you know what? I'll admit on that. I like getting a whole lot of decorative socks.
You know,
Everyone has funky socks. I have so many pairs of funky earrings.
I wish I were more like you, Serena, but I'm more like Luke. Like what happens is I go into Target and I do the whole buy the giant bag of socks from Target. You know, the big
Yeah. Yeah.
300 socks, you'll never need another sock.
Yeah.
Until the dryer starts eating them all again.
Oh yeah.
But then I see socks for sale and the designs are so cool. And I'm like, man, I should design socks. I should buy socks. But, you know, it's hard to justify putting your money into socks. Kid and baby products, onesies. Onesies are a big thing. Baby beanies, all kinds of kid stuff. Scarves. Scarves are big in some places. Backpacks. Okay. Idea.
Can I recommend something?
Yes.
Yoga mats.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they only like for you to make let's say 1,000 yoga mats at a kilo each. 1 kilo of polycarbonate only costs 1,000 kilo of polycarbonate only costs $1,300. So you do the math, they sell for $90 for a yoga mat.
So so you could make some serious bank. And of course, yoga mats are boring as shit, right?
Not recently. Not
Oh,
recently.
really? They've really gone through the roof?
Oh yeah, some yoga mats go for like $200.
Wow.
Yeah, and all they have is like basic design right down the line, so it splits up the mat evenly. So they just work around that kind of graphics.
That's a good
That's
suggestion.
so funny. It's like so ironic of like just a clash of different ideologies that are somehow like yoga. Like, isn't that supposed to be like kind of like austere and just like very practical and non-materialistic, like the Eastern
Oh,
philosophies, and then like especially yoga, like that. But that, and well, and combine that with like the American consumerism, and it's just like, yeah,
I can give you an
buy
example.
some fancy ones.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
like a Lululemon. About three years ago, I look on their portfolio, and their stocks are only worth like $50. Right now they cost like 170. Just to show you like the yoga market in America.
Wow. That's insane.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a ton of products there. If you're somebody who wants to sell T-shirts, there's this website called the T-shirt Generator, but what they actually create is photographs that you can use to put your T-shirt designs on to help sell them. Let me show you what I mean. So let me just click this crew neck choice on this website, and it's going to come back with a bunch of photos. And basically, you know, you can upload your image and it's going to take your image and put it on these photos, which is pretty cool because, you know, part of the way that you sell T-shirts is not just the design, but it's like the person wearing the design, the situation in which they exist when they're wearing the design, you know, like if you just had a picture of a little kid's, well, this is kind of cool. When you roll over these, I see this little kid here with the dog. It says upload your image, and when you roll over it, it shows what it looks like with your image on it. And of course, you know, because it's a happy little kid with a dog, theoretically it would sell better than just the design by itself. Or, you know, your t-shirts represent a certain lifestyle, you know, and so you picture people in that lifestyle, right? Look what happens to this design when you change the background to green. Everything becomes way more attractive, right? So you're not just selling your design. Everything in the image is helping to reinforce the idea of your design and how people will use it. Have you guys seen, like, I see this a lot on my Facebook feed. Have you guys seen those t-shirts that are for sale where it just shows one t-shirt and it's on like a really nice background, like there's some oranges and some leaves and it looks like super elegant or something? Am I the only one? I'm the only one. Well, like this is that kind of thing where they take a t-shirt and they put it on like a nice piece of wood, or they put a nice background and then they charge like $30 for it. And you're like, oh, super elegant t-shirt on wood, right? So anyway, this is kind of a cool site, especially if you are into the whole t-shirt thing. And then this last link here is how to start a clothing line business online. So of course, a clothing line can start with t-shirts, but it can extend to scarves and leggings and, you know, skirts and blouses and whatever you want to call it. So this is a little article that points you to a bunch of information that will be helpful if you're interested in doing that type of thing. Okay, what do you say, Brianna? Are we ready for you?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, let me go ahead and open up my, oops. Okay, well, first of all, I got to stop my share. Am I going to do this, or are you?
I think, yeah, I'll do it.
Okay, advanced sharing options, all participants. Okay, that's done. And then, I think I turned my sharing off. Why don't you try sharing and see if it works?
Do you see my screen?
It's coming. Yeah, we see it.
Okay. Okay, so my presentation is about the studio Trigger, and I decided to do the movie premiere. And this is my interview, my review on it. So a little bit about the studio Trigger. They were founded by the former Gainax, which is a Japanese animated studio, and they're mostly famous for Evangelion, which they make billions of dollars off that movie, and the TV shows and all that. So one of their employees, Hiroyuki Ashimi, yes, that was from the studio, created Trigger, and he's mostly well known for Gurren Lagann, which a lot of people like. That's one of like a really, really popular show. I think came out in 2007, and because of that, the humor and the visual artworks and stuff like that translated through all the later works of Trigger. And a lot of people say that Trigger has been like successor to Gainax and everything. And then these are some shows that they're really famous for. And I chose shows that I've also seen before. Kill la Kill is one of the ones that put them on the map for what their expectations were. It was the first show, not of its kind, but the first show that showed like really crazy animations and stuff like that. And then Darling the Franxx, when that one came out, it was more different than what they usually do, but they still did like, it still felt true to the whole like Trigger, what they do. And the new one they have up there, I think it's called BNX or BN something. That one, in my opinion, has like more of like a Zootopia type feel of like beastmen versus humans type thing. And then you have Trigger's movies. They're also really known for Little Witch Academia. This movie was first, this was first a movie, and then it got so popular they made a show from it. And then the movie I happened to review was the one that's on the right, Premiere. And so a little bit about Premiere. It came out in 2019. I missed it twice. It came out in Japan, I want to say March, and then it came to the US in September for 3 days. It did really, really good, and they brought it back in December. The people that worked on it were people that did sorry, I can't speak. The show that he's famous for, and then Kill la Kill. And then Premiere in Japan opening weekend, it was rated number 8 in Japanese box office, then number 10, and then it finally landed on the 23rd spot for the most highest grossing Japan film in 2019. It also was nominated for 2 awards, but it won 1 award, the New Type Anime Awards. And then also it's Trigger's first featured film. And pretty much the whole entire story is 30 years has passed since the appearance of the Burnish, a race of flame-wielding mutants, being who destroyed half of the world with fire, when a new group of aggressive mutants called themselves Mad Burnish appears. The epic battle between Gallo, which is the main character, a new member of the anti-Burnish rescue team, Burning Rescue, Leo, which is the main leader of the Burnish team, like, goes against it. I watched it with my dad. Overall, I would say 8.5 out of 10. My dad rated it a little bit lower, mostly because the style they tried to use for this, they did a lot of bright colors. So it was like eye candy, and like you need sunglasses to watch this whole entire movie practically. I was distracted in the beginning of it because my family was talking, but I have to say I really did love the movie. I have some good stuff and bad stuff. I'm a sucker for typography, so this movie really did, like, when they did action shots and they did typography, you can actually see the typography like bring stuff down, pop in your face. And then the CGI, I'm a really big like stickler when I see really bad CGI, and they really did a good job. They did CGI in 2D, so there were some moments when the camera would switch and you would think it's CGI, but then it turned to 2D. And I know a good tool to use for CGI is moving the camera all around, and it doesn't look like CGI. So they did that for a lot of the fight scenes. It was, you can tell like they put a lot of money in this, a lot of time and effort into making these like gorgeous fight scenes where I was just like, whoever choreographed this, my heart goes out to you. Shapes, the whole entire movie is made out of shapes. So even though they had like fluid motion and stuff like that, you can tell like the fire was made out of squares. Even like the light when it hit people, you can tell there were really straight angles and all that. Character designs, I have to say it was a good choice. There were some character designs where I was just like, I could see better. The storyline I really did like. It kept you on edge. The bad part was that the main villain, you kind of knew who the main villain was, but the way they did it, you learn more layers about them. So you were like, okay, I'm more interested of like how they became to be like this. And then like the story pacing, it was really fast in the beginning because it slowly got you into the movie and then all of a sudden just put you right into action, which I don't mind that at all. But with a lot of like bright colors at your face and a lot of fighting all of a sudden, it really was confusing a little bit. But that's like really like my big points. The main character got on my nerves, but then again, I think that's just what he was. He was that stereotypical protagonist that's like, my job is to save people, ha ha ha. And I'm just like, I'm okay with those people, but that's just my opinion on it. Studio Trigger is not my favorite studio. It's probably like my 4th one. I think there's better stuff out there, but they did a really good job for only being, I think I want to say They started out in 2008 or 2012. So I mean, they're like getting like to the big tops and everything. And then I didn't know if I was allowed to show a video because based off how Zoom works. But someone made in Anime Studios were all one and together, and it's pretty much explains like how they go about stuff. So it's up to you if I'm allowed to show it.
You can go ahead and show it.
Okay. I'm letting you know there's cussing in it.
Okay, people, we've hit a crisis. Anime sales have been going down, and I think we can all agree we're running out of original ideas for anime. But if we all put our minds to it, I'm sure we can come up with something. What is it, Sunrise? What if we make a new Gundam? Oh, for God's sakes, we've been over this, Sunrise. You can't use Gundam to solve everything. What about giant robots? Or giant robots. What if the fish were a machine? A big machine. Looked like humans. But humans can actually pilot it! That's still just giant robot. Oh, okay. You know what? No more giant robots. Are we clear on that, everyone? No more giant robots. Giant robot dragon! Does anyone else have any different ideas? I don't even see what the problem is. I mean, if we just keep making shows, something's gonna be good eventually. Am I right, people? Here, is anyone short on shows? I got plenty to spare. Here's one for you, another for you. I think you're all sucking everything you do is trash. Oh, don't be like that, Ghibli. Here, have a show. I don't want your goddamn show. You think this white looks like a piece of shit? It's worth calling anime? Come on, Ghibli, don't be an asshole. Not everything we've made is bad. Hey, at least I don't take 8 years to finish a goddamn movie. All right, now you're just being a dick. I'm sorry. How many Oscars do you all want? How about you keep on sucking Miyazaki's retired dick, Ghibli? How about you come back to me when you made a critically acclaimed film? You wanna fight, old man? Let me show you how to anime fight! Fuck you all! I quit! Should someone go get him? He'll be back. Probably.
Come on, everyone. Let's not fight. There's nothing in life that can't be achieved from sunshine and happiness.
If only we could all have your outlook on life, KyoAni. What's your secret?
Well, if I'm having trouble thinking of something, I guess having cute girls never hurts.
Cute girls? You mean like PA works?
I'm sorry, did someone just say my name? God, I look so fucking good today. Like my work, of course.
Psst. Remember that show I helped you with ages ago? I'm going to do a continuation of that. The wacky one that got really popular on Adult Swim. Foley Coley! How do you not remember Foley Coley? Screw it, I'll do it myself. You know, back in my day, we didn't need to worry too much about what we were doing. All we needed was some cool-looking stuff and giant robots. Giant robots! Everything would just work out. Is that also how they taught you to do endings, old man? No, but seriously. I see shapes. I see colors everywhere. What? He's having one of his visions again. What if we had girls, except they didn't have necks, and they could tilt them, and they just kept tilting? We need tilting necks! How in the hell is this supposed to make us sell anime? You'd be surprised. I'll call a guy. He can make this all happen. Name by any chance rhyme with Makiyuki Minbo? No? Guys! Instead of arguing about concept, how about we start going back to the basics for now? That's actually an excellent idea. Who the hell are you? I'm Dio Media. You know, Dio Media? I made Princess Jellyfish, Ocarano, Kantai Collection. Come on, you guys must have heard of me. Okay, well, I'm just gonna bring it over to you, UFO Table. Oh, well, I think that... Sorry, I gotta take this. It's just the wife. Hi, honey, how are you?
Who the fuck is Neko Bandai?
Whoa, wait, what?
Here I am, taking care of the kids, and all I hear is that you knocked up some other bitch with. What the fuck is Captain Destria?
Honey, can we talk about this later? I'm kind of in the middle of something.
Oh no, you
I'm sorry, what were we talking about again? Hey, guys, what's happening over here? We having a party? Where the hell have you been? Me and Matthew have just been chilling and having fun. Something you old folks just wouldn't understand. He literally dragged me along. I didn't do anything. Hey, Matthew, we cool, right? You had fun, didn't you? Please, don't touch me.
Wasn't Wit with you guys too?
He got stressed about working on Attack on Titan Season 2 and passed out at the bar.
It's coming. I promise it's coming next year this time.
Have you been drinking again? Fuck you, Dad. You don't control me.
Hey, you show some respect to your elders. I taught you everything you know.
Oh, please. Like you can produce anything good nowadays. In fact, all you old farts are getting past your prime. It's time for us young ones to take over this industry.
Everything any of you have failed All right, so we're left with two options we can all agree on. Either we make an abstract, over-the-top action show with cute girls and giant robots based on Typhoon, or Plan B. Movies. Movies!
Fuck yeah, that's the one, guys! The one! Oh, God, yeah!
All right, I'll inform the Americans. Hey, Crunchyroll, Funimation, we got a new show for you.
Thank you very much.
Are we getting a new anime?
Yes, but you can have this one, dear.
Aw, thanks, darling. I love you.
No. I love you more.
No, I love you more.
No. I love you more.
No. I love you more.
Oh, get a room already!
Get lost, ID.
Yeah, and that's pretty much like the running joke is that Crunchyroll and DNX, whatever their name is, joined together like a married couple, and they were able to like to work together and stuff like that. And yeah, so pretty much everyone thinks Madhouse right now is like the #1 person, so that's why he was the head of everything. And then just naturally speaking, that's just usually what the type of shows everyone does. So yeah.
The production should have just come and slap all of them.
When I first saw it, because it's so bad of how much I know all this information, I was just like, oh my God, this is so true.
Nice job.
Thank you. I hope I didn't bore you guys.
Hey, that video was difficult to watch, not gonna lie.
You can have your screen back, sir.
Hey, thank you. Okay. So I think what I'm going to do is let me go into the class website so we can look at any work that you guys have done. I will go in there and then I will share my screen with you. All right, getting in there now. Gmail. All right, and then the docs. Drive. Okay, and summer. And there we are. Okay, so now I can share. This will stop other people's screens. Continue. Share. Okay. All right, so Diego, have you got anything for us?
Yeah, I do. I think the last assignment I put in the Photoshop file.
Okay.
It should be the cover and the double spread.
The cover and the double spread, okay?
Yeah.
So
There you go, zoom out a bit.
oh my gosh. The Doobie Dex annual report?
Yep.
Okay. I hate to be ignorant, but is this a real thing or something you made up?
It's something I made up.
Okay. Well,
It'd be funny if it was, yeah.
That looks cool. I like the way you got that three-dimensional effect of the beam of the laser beam or whatever that is going through the rings.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a light or just like a LED pole light.
Yeah, it looks cool. All right, and I like the way you cut off the corners there. That's very interesting.
I just turned the image actually,
Oh, okay.
so it has that cut corner effect. Yeah.
Looks good. Okay, and then this is the double page spread for the inside.
Yep.
Cool. So this is just a made up company?
Yeah, it is.
Those came out really nice.
Thank you.
Now, what's the idea behind the logo?
The logo. Okay, so how I started it as like you know, on the left side, I started with drawing just like a C type of format, or just like some sort of like line. So, and then I just replicated it so that I can make like a mirrored effect or like something like that could symbolize a logo. And then I just thought of what can I like encapsulate it so it's just easy. So I just put a crown on there, and then it kind of looked like a face from there. Or some people said, from other people that I've shown this to, people said like it would look like an insect or something like that.
Huh. So is any part of this, like, are those sort of rounded shapes? Are they in any way supposed to represent a skateboard?
The rounded part, I think I wasn't intentionally trying to, but I think for what I was trying to do is trying to incorporate how can I make this logo incorporate with a company name that can make sense. That was the main idea I was trying to come up with.
Well, it's a cool logo, and I like that you gave us different color versions of it here. That's really interesting.
Yeah.
And then you picked a really good photograph for this double page spread. It looks really nice.
Yeah, I had to use some of the content aware fill, or the content aware tools to fill it in.
Isn't that a great tool?
Yeah, as once you learn it, it gets easier to understand.
Yeah. Very nice. Nice job. Both.
Thank you.
Okay, and then Cynthia, anything from you?
Yeah, I have some new stuff.
Okay. What should we look at?
I think the Bahama, everything except for Fruit Bowl and Dragon.
Everything except for Fruit Bowl and Dragon. Okay,
Yeah.
so we don't care about the Fruit Bowl. We don't care about the Dragon. Okay, Fruit Bowl and Dragon. So we're gonna look at Bahamas. That looks good. Okay, we're gonna skip over Fruit Bowl. We're gonna do melon. And then we don't care about Dragon, so we're gonna look at front page. Okay. So this is part of your campaign to adopt a dragon with Luke?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, yeah, with Luke.
Okay. Now, did you happen to like export this to 72 pixels per inch?
I think so.
Okay. Yeah, because
A little pixelated.
it looks a little pixelated. You know, you probably made it that way because that's the resolution of the web. But if you want, you could at some point upload a version that's higher resolution if you like, just so we can see the design a little better.
Okay.
The buttons at the top look like they go in between the kind of beams, except for the one on the right.
Well, I think the design is very nice. I think maybe I'd like to see just a higher resolution one of it, so I could everything would be just a little cleaner and a little tighter.
Yeah.
So I could appreciate it. But I like what you did with the dragon. It's really beautiful.
Thank you.
And it's cute that you put him in somebody's home, you know? Arriving daily. So it's kind of like the Humane Society, but with dragons, right?
Yeah.
Nice. I like it. It looks good.
Thank you.
And then do we look at the sticker too?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was just something kind of random,
Oh,
like
that's
a flower thing.
That's
And
really
I did the line around so that it could be like the outline of the sticker, like that.
Yeah, they could like cut around the line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really pretty.
Thank
It
you.
It's very nice. It's very very subtle. It's almost like monotone in that it's just like all one, versions of one color.
Mm-hmm.
Really nice.
Thank you.
Okay, good job. All right, let me go back here. Eric, anything new from you?
I have the sticker and the infographic.
All right, sticker. What do you guys think of the sticker?
It's a dead redneck.
Yeah?
It's super cute.
I like it. Is it like a dead Mario or something? Or
Oh yeah, I just recolored it and stuff.
Really nice. The colors are great.
cool.
That would make a really cool pin.
Yeah, it would.
Nice.
Kind of got that 3D element to it.
It does, yeah.
I think it's because of the gradient and the edge.
I think it's also because the trees kind of like swell and then deswell. That makes sense. Like
Yeah.
it gives this illusion of it being round.
Of the roundness.
Yeah. Not just round like a circle, but 3D.
Very nice. And what else have you got in here, Eric?
It was the infographic.
Okay.
Ooh, clever. I like that.
It's really beautiful.
Yeah, the colors are nice.
Now, did you get a color palette to work off of, or did you do it all intuitively?
Was I supposed to use the color palette?
No, you weren't.
Oh, okay, no, yeah. I don't know. I just tried to use just a lot of different colors, muted colors mostly, like more just that I don't know. Yeah.
Well, and I think you did a good job because you know how yesterday we were talking about those different design concepts, and one of them was hierarchy. And what you've done is by using muted colors and all the background elements, and then bright colors in the foreground, you direct our eye to these four sort of squarish areas in the center where all the key information is, and then everything else is sort of fades into the background. I think it's very effective.
I didn't even realize I did that because even the circles are muted.
Yeah, so maybe psychologically you were just working that way, you know?
Awesome.
Mm.
Yeah, that's great.
It looks very professional.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Okay, anything else or is that it?
That's it.
Okay, good job. All right, let's see. Carolina, are you here? I think she's not. Okay. Kim, how about you, Kim?
Yes, I have like one thing.
Okay, and where is it? In your
It's in my Photoshop file,
All right.
and it's the info poster because I didn't exactly remember what to name it.
Okay, it's gonna make me download it, so give me a sec here.
I don't know why.
Sometimes it just does that.
It's probably because of how big it is.
Oh, there's some kind of issue with the file, Kim. That's probably why I didn't. And that's also why I couldn't download it.
I'll try it again because just just doing the Photoshop file alone, it was gonna take like 3 days, and it's just
Do you know? You know that quick export for Ping?
no.
Okay, here, let me show you.
Let me open it real quickly.
Okay.
Yes, this one. Okay,
Okay, just go under File.
hang on. It's processing the fact that the file exists.
Okay.
I made it the size I was told to make it.
It's okay. A Ping file will work great.
Okay.
Okay,
So file,
export.
the quick export.
Quick export is Ping. Then you obviously pick somewhere to save it,
Okay.
and then it should save really fast, and then be a fairly small file.
Take 2.
My numbers go higher than 2.
Do you want us to come back, or do you want us to wait while you upload it?
It currently has 13-minute wait.
Okay, I'll come back. Let me know when it's there, okay?
I'll let you know if it even loads.
Okay. Luke, anything new from you? Luca Beta?
And no.
Okay. Brianna, anything new?
Yes.
All right, what do we got from you today?
Did it actually upload? That's the question. Oh, never mind. It's still taking its sweet time.
Okay.
I don't know what's wrong with the internet today, but there's something wrong with it.
Okay. Rena, have you got anything?
No, not today.
Okay. Milo? Anything new from you, Milo?
I have a couple new things.
Okay. What should we look at?
We did the Bahamas.
Bahamas. Very nice. That looks good.
I like the way the starfish came out on that.
Anything else from you today, sir?
Let's see. Was the catalog something new? I can't remember. I added a few new things today.
Yeah. I don't think we've seen your catalog. Nice.
Nice, so pretty.
Thanks.
Oh man.
Right round, baby, round. That's good.
If you made an infographic of this, that'd been cool.
What are the
Or if
prices?
this is it, then yeah, this is
Good idea.
How much does that bull cost? Because I needed to not to torture, but I heard it's very good for cooking steak.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's a
For its
multi-purpose
purposes.
bowl.
Yeah.
The colors are a little too friendly for torture.
Yeah, that was kind of funny though. The contrast.
You know what I
I think
mean?
that's a contrast because you got these
Yeah.
white colors, but if you look at the things, they're very dark metal.
I do this.
And
Yeah.
usually there's this these art it's like well, things can look very cutesy, but it's very how to say violent. I'm not
Well,
sure if you
I
guys-
know. It's like if you saw it from across the street and you're like, oh, what's that? And you get a little too close.
Yeah, exactly.
You could frame it with chains or something.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Oh, or
It's really cool,
if you ever do the price things, you can also use Robin's idea, and the chains can be like the price bubble. The edge of the price bubbles can be chains.
Yeah. You should put some prices on them.
I would
little bit
get a
bloody,
mean
isn't it?
bargain.
Back special today.
You should totally just post that up somewhere around at some town or maybe in Tucson, the city, and just leave it there and see what people. I mean, there's no way you'll be able to see
I'm
what
pretty
people
sure they
do,
will
but
call the police.
Oh, man.
Leave a fake email on it.
They're gonna be like, this is some dark web stuff. How did it got out here?
Crazy man.
Do you guys know that there are actually torture museums? Like torture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Aren't they in like
Playing
history
Minecraft?
museums or something like that?
Museum of Torture, whatever.
It's something about Minecraft.
Very nice. What else have you got for us, Milo?
I did the infographic too.
You have what?
Infographic.
Oh, the infographic.
Nice.
Wow.
It's a bit of a parody on people that don't care at all about the rules.
Is grammar more important than boss?
Yeah, exactly. Well, in terms of like risking your old family just so you can go out and get drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the people who are going to the beaches and all that.
I thought when you said bars, you meant like, you know, the spinning out of bars.
Oh yeah.
Like a candy bar?
No, like some. I heard it's like supposed to be a music term. Like he's got bars or something. I don't know. It's out of my personal expertise, but I know about it.
Very nice. I like the part about turning the chart over.
And grandma.
That's a very non-forgiving pie chart, I'll tell you that.
Anything else, Milo? Do you have anything else, Milo?
Yeah, I got a sticker going, but there's not too much on it. I'm gonna add some more detail. It's just kind of like the intro.
Pretty funny.
That's great.
Imagine how funny would it be to get the being a joke turn into a tag and people just stop tagging it in the stop signs. So when people
yeah,
stop
that'd be
and they look at it, they read that tiny thing and they start feeling self-conscious.
Nice.
Around town.
Okay. Anything more?
Nah, that should be it.
Okay. Thank you. Nice stuff. All right, Adrian, anything from you?
Yeah, I updated the catalog and I did the cover and I did, okay, so I got like 4 things I need. So here it is more updated.
Okay, so now it's a double page
Good
spread.
job.
Yes.
Looks good. Like the at. Okay.
Yeah, because I want out of the other robots. So I'm like, well, I need to add something kind of similar.
Yeah, it looks
That's
good.
cool. Yeah.
Adrian, maybe you should flip the gradient so that this dark gray corner is on the opposite side, just so the red lettering can stand out a little more.
Yeah, I should
Good
probably do that. So yeah, other than this, it was the cover, which is right there under catalogs.
That's nice.
Looks good.
Yeah, it looks really good.
I credit the photographer. Well, the owner of the photo was a website, so I just put it in the bottom. So it's with the interior that I'm struggling. So I have 2 versions, and I kind of want your guys' help to know which one would be better.
Which project is this one?
That he's doing right now?
Yeah.
Let's see. It's the one where we did well, actually, that's a good question, because I was going to say that it was an annual report, but this is not an annual report. Which project do you think you're doing here, Adrian?
The one that you were kind of doing yesterday, I was kind of trying to go in for something similar like that.
Okay.
I got something wrong, didn't I?
Well, no, it's okay. All you have to do is change the cover to say annual report for the annual report company.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Yeah. So you did it kind of as a magazine, but it's supposed to be like a report that the company CEOs are giving to all the top employees and stuff like that.
Wait, so, because I'm on what I think this project is. What is it called? Hang on. I totally lost the school.
Annual report, cover, and double page spread, but it had to do with like an annual report.
No,
with
not that
me.
one.
Oh.
Oh.
Never mind. My internet's going to bug out again.
Well, I like the photo that you picked and the icon.
The catalog page, sorry. That's what I was thinking it was.
Yeah, that's the one before that you do like the double page spread catalog. Yeah.
I see. Yeah. Well, it's fine, Adrian. I mean, it's all just projects anyway. It's just excuses to make cool stuff. So this is fine. I think you did a nice job at this.
It looks really nice. I like the whole design. Can you go back to the cover again?
Yeah.
Please. Thank you. It ties together.
The same. It's just I flipped it from black text to white text to see which one looked better. But honestly, I think the black just looks better.
Oh, I like that one like that. You really could just say, report on the cover and just make the somewhere.
And then you'd be good.
Yeah.
Add annual report.
Oh, I like the black.
Yeah, the black works a lot better.
The white is pretty, but doesn't stand out as well.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to read in places like this, whereas here you can read it all, So I would say definitely the black.
Plus, it's almost like that hierarchy thing. Now you focus on the letters, and the picture is sort of the background, the soft, subtle background. The other one,
I made the picture transparent in this one.
Yeah.
Because it was.
Yeah.
I think this probably does read better.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice. Okay, anything else from you, Adrian?
No, that's it. So all I have to do is just update the cover.
Yeah, just call it an annual report.
Oh, okay.
And then Claudia, anything from you?
Hi, yeah, I have I think it's the catalog, the 2-spread page catalog.
The catalog PDF?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that one. So it's like a women's band merch company.
Wow. So band merch that's that's been being marketed to women?
To women. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's really pretty.
Thank you.
Very nice.
It's unique too.
Thanks. We don't get a lot of band merch catered to women. We get the huge shirts. And I consume a lot. I buy a lot of band merch, so it was just interesting to kind of play around with that idea.
Nice. And forgive my ignorance here, but is Cloud Design a real group, or is that just?
No, I just made it up 5 minutes ago.
I was like, good. Okay.
Right.
I know I'm out of it, but I didn't know I was out of it. Okay. Yeah, I like the cool the blobby cloud-like shapes and the circles and the you're doing some of those things that we talked about yesterday, the repetition of shapes.
Mm-hmm.
You've got, I mean, if we had to break this down into shapes, we've got blobs, circles, and rectangles.
Yeah.
And then you have pastel colors, which do a good job of forming accents for us to look at.
Right.
It's very nice.
Thank you.
Okay, anything else?
And well, it's just like the logo for the company. It's the next document. Yeah, that one. So that would be like the logo for the company.
Oh, that's cool, because kinetic means something that moves, and so you created this look of motion, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
And I got the cover for the annual report, and that's it.
Okay, cover for annual report.
The next one, it's
Okay.
yeah, the next. So that would be like the cover.
Nice.
So I kind of try to make it like cohesive with the, like on brand, but I don't know, like professional in a way.
Yeah, like you put in all these little elements that we associate with corporate report charts, right?
Mm-hmm.
The
And-
only thing is with the, instead of the triangle, maybe one of the blobs, because the triangle seems suddenly different.
Oh, you think you should do a blob instead of a triangle?
Maybe because it was so cool and organic-y, and all of a sudden, the only thing that kind of seems very organic-y is that triangle.
Yeah.
Which is-
Mm.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like the colors of it, but
Yeah, I kind of wanted to make it look a little more professional.
yeah,
And kind of make like geometric, like more geometric shapes. But yeah, that sounds like a good idea, actually.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And then is the spread here too?
Yeah. Oh no, I don't have the spread yet. I'm working on it.
Looks great.
Thank you.
Kim and Brianna, did you guys get your stuff uploaded? I can't hear you, Kim. You're like muted.
Nah, no, I'm not. I just decided I was going to talk without actually producing words and such.
good.
Mine's uploaded. I don't know if it's going to work. We can try it.
Okay. And is it the info poster ping?
It's 2.0.
Oh, well, that one's looking better because it actually showing a little graphic. Okay.
Yes.
That is so
Ta-da.
cool. That's really fun.
I just wanted a reason to put out a whole bunch of stuff I like. That's it. That's all this is for. So like the top 4 are shows and the bottom 4 are games.
I just like the happy message, the happy sunshine smiley face just radiating.
Yeah, that's nice.
That's a welcome relief.
It's okay. It's a good message because now you can waste all of your time playing games and watching shows.
Yeah, beautiful colors on the beams of the happy guy.
Yeah, you did a nice job with the gradient in the back and the way that all the colors work together to kind of give you this kind of happy, good feel.
It almost looks, I don't know if it's the 3D or what, but the way the guy looks sort of back in, kind of.
Like all the other stuff is popping out at you.
Yeah, coming out ahead of you. It almost looks 3D, especially with the angles where the beams meet the marquee, the little 4 boxes. It's such a sharp angle. It almost.
Yeah, you kind of created this look where it's like the opposite of what we'd expect, where the more detailed things like our eyes are drawn to, because it's surrounding this like simplified smiley face, and it's so simple that that's where our eye goes to for our eyes to rest on.
Yeah. Does it look like those 4 boxes on the top and the bottom are jumping out, like they're far ahead and just they're closer to you?
Yeah, it looks kind of 3D.
It's pretty interesting.
All right.
With that being said, please play Notary Games and Danganronpa, please. They're so
More
good.
importantly, play these games and watch these shows.
Yes, that's the most important part. Just play the games, watch the shows. They're so good.
Don't waste my message.
Brianna, did you upload your thing?
It's still uploading. The state said it's 16 minutes left.
Okay. That's a good sign. Okay. What format did you upload it in?
I did PMG. I pretty much was uploading my Photoshop, the annual report cover, and
Okay.
then I haven't finished my infographic yet, but I did like a little whatever I have right now.
Okay. All right. Well, there's
So
up there.
I updated my annual report. Now it says that.
You you re-uploaded it?
Yeah, I already updated.
What is it? This cover?
No, it's the one that says annual report.
Oh, you did? All right then.
Oh. Okay.
Nice.
Okay. Now we know what
Good
it is.
recovery.
Okay. Thank you, Adrian. Okay. Mia, have you got anything new?
Well, I have just the rough drafts of my final, the Photoshop final. And I had a question on it. On that one, like these are just getting started, but that one at the bottom where there's the two text things, the photo credit and the 2020 annual report. I'm so OCD and organized, so I merged the layers down, which now makes me angry because the same highlight that I want, like I just wanted the 2020 annual report to have some kind of interesting highlight or glow, but the whole thing's like stuck together and I can't unstick it.
Yeah, unfortunately, you'd probably have to make it on another layer and then just fill this whole area with gray to get control over it again, the text.
Yeah. Because I've done that once or twice where I'm like, oopsie, and I just stick something right on top of the other one with a new layer, and I'm like, is this really like so tacky? But
Yeah, I mean, I think that happens to all of us at times, but things like that, content-aware fill, are helpful because you could just, get mistakes out of there and put them on a new layer so that you have control over them.
so is that a legitimate graphic design workaround? Because I mean, time-wise, you can redo it really fast, put another layer, and keep going.
I think it's legitimate. I mean, it happens to everybody that you merge a layer at some point that you didn't mean to, and then you go back to do something to one element, and it's no longer independent.
I know.
Yeah.
I guess, is that what you would call a destructive
Yeah.
button click?
Yeah, that's a destructive edit, is where you
For
merge.
me, I looked all over for the undo or go in the history, and I was like, dang it. And I knew it would be simpler to just put something over the top of it, but I just wanted to ask you about that, so I kind of just put it in there as it is.
I like the name of your company, Sleek Office Design.
Yeah. So D. It's So D. That's its nickname. It's on the little planter. It's a little logo. There's a logo on the next page. Down in the bottom left, it's the little So D. But I goofed that up too because I merged the two planters and the logo nickname, Sleek OD or So D. But the black one isn't really level, and it was like too late. And I was like, I could put another pot over it and level out the bottom. If you zoom in, you can see where the black one's not flat level with the bamboo one on the little tiny plant. Yeah, it's like, it was just this annoying little thing, and I'd already merged them.
Yeah, I can't really get much bigger than that.
Yeah, there's like the little black planter on the bottom left.
Yeah.
It's just a little bit higher.
Oh, yeah.
The bottom. And I
see.
was like, oops. But again, playing the merge game, because I think it's so much fun to be so tidy. I'm like filing or something. I don't know. So that I could either put some more black at the bottom of it, maybe just to level it out, or just forget about it. Or
Yeah, I mean, you're probably the only one that's going to see it, but if it would bother you, you could put a little black down there and that would solve the problem.
like, would you just cut out the little planter and just stick a little piece on there? And
Yeah, I would probably copy the bottom of the planter and move it down just a little and then fill in the stuff right above it with the same colored stuff. One thing you might consider on this one is, we're looking at this this scene where everything is very manufactured and structured and clean, and then
Yep.
the font is like very organic, sort of handwritten. And I wonder if you maybe you tried a font that was a little more structured that might
Yeah.
the background.
There's two things going on there. Like I hadn't changed. That's just like the font that's always on my computer on this Photoshop. But so I haven't really looked at any other fonts yet. But on the other hand, I was trying to get a little bit of a natural, organic-y, call it Uber IKEA. I don't know what you want to call it, but so because part of it has to do with the plants and the windows looking outside. So I don't know what keywords I would use for the font other than sleek, modern, or minimalist or something. I don't know.
Yeah, you could just search in sections like, futuristic or technology. I mean, sometimes they have those little sections that they group fonts under.
Okay.
But
Yeah, so I got to make it darker and all those things, but I was trying to work on something at least.
they look good. I like where you're headed. Okay, oh, shoot. Let's see. Robin, anything from you?
Yeah, just my infographic. I finished it yesterday.
Am I in the wrong place?
It should be under infographic.
Oh, under infographic. Okay.
Was there something changed? I'm trying to remember what the. Oh, you changed the colors. You changed the colors on your graphs.
I did, and I added more floating garlics in the background, and I organized it a little bit.
Oh, that's it. The more floating garlics. I like the floating garlics.
Yeah, it looks very complete. Like you have the little plants in the corners which form a frame, and then the little designs on the sides and the top. And then you have a lot of information in the middle, and then you have a sort of multi-layered background. So it's really very complete and nice looking design.
For some reason, does it seem top heavy or too, I don't know how to say that. Like if the garlic magic was just a little smaller or something? I don't know why, but I feel like it's got a lot at the top and then the bottom seems to be like low, and I don't know how to describe what I'm thinking about.
Yeah, I could see that. I think it might have something to do that there's like a lot of white at the top. Like maybe
yeah. Okay.
maybe the garlic at the bottom itself was a little bigger.
Maybe
Balance
that's
out a
it.
little.
Yeah. Interesting. Thanks for noticing. I didn't know the words, but something felt just.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Okay. Yeah, like it's really slight and like.
The top of these boxes that kind of evolves into a plant shape is really beautiful.
Ooh,
I cannot take credit for that. That was all Illustrator.
Oh, cool. Well, still looks good.
Thanks.
Nice job.
Thank you.
I love ancient people's beliefs about things, like the weird idea of just like tying garlic around horses' necks that'll like make the other horses back away.
Yeah.
I love little weird beliefs that people used to have. It's hilarious.
I have this, it was actually inspired by this, but I have it's called like the Medieval Medicinal Handbook. And it's all these like crazy beliefs back when people lived in like castles, things like putting like leeches under your eyes for like sucking out extra blood. It's really interesting. So some of it's
That's cool.
It's
Have you
for the torture
okay.
music.
Yeah.
That kind of reminds me with baubles. They say back then medieval times baubles were also surgeons.
Oh, okay.
That's actually like a clothing line I wanted to do, and it's kind of based on yesterday's fact is today's fiction. And so it kind of ties into those old, very firm beliefs, otherwise stated as fact, which now they do seem rather unfactual or maybe comical. They used to believe baths would kill you.
Yeah, people were very superstitious.
I mean, in a way, they kind of did because back then they didn't have a lot of medicine. So if they got bitten, they probably got infected.
It's true.
Hey, Robin, one thing I want to point your attention to, you see this little box on the lower left-hand corner?
Yeah.
You see how the word smell is hanging out all by itself at the very last line?
Mm-hmm.
So there's this thing in graphic design called widows and orphans. And I believe, I can never remember which is which. One of them is when you have like one word at the end of a paragraph that's hanging out by itself. I forget if it's a widow or an orphan, but in sort of generic graphic design rules, they prefer that you put another word or two down there so that the paragraph looks more full.
Okay. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. But it's really nice. It's nice to see you combining your illustration with design.
Yeah, it was actually more fun than I anticipated. I think maybe yesterday was just a good day for drawing.
Yay.
It goes day by day.
Let's see, Alma, anything new?
I don't have anything new today.
Okay. Yi, have you got anything new? Mr. Yi.
Hello. Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I just have the what do you call that again? Catalog.
Catalog.
Yeah. Well, I tried to use your advice doing that rasterize, and I try to censor the word un.
Okay.
That's my result. I tried to mosaic pixelate mosaic it.
Okay.
Yeah, and basically, a toothbrush costs a bottle of whiskey.
That's an interesting trade.
Yeah, this is like just playing games, like like when you play games instead of having money, I guess random stuff. And yeah, just all prison stuff.
But Disney's VCR, I don't think has a price.
Yeah, look at the words.
Oh, is it? I can't see them close enough. Okay.
There's no price.
Oh, God.
Priceless?
No, just take it. Nobody wants it. It's a VCR.
This sandwich in the corner reminds me of that sandwich that Tom Cruise ate in Minority Report. You know the scene I'm talking about?
Oh. No.
It's probably good that you don't know the scene I'm talking about. But anyway, it's really funny. I like Linda's products and all the weird and wrong stuff that you're saying.
Yeah, I tried to find a lot of I was trying to make a kitchen set out of prison shifts. So that's the best I could do for 3 packs of cigarettes.
This would be like the prison. This would be like if you have a loved one in prison, you buy them the Christmas pack or something like that.
Yep, this is like the prison store. And I got this inspiration from Linda is a character from Mr. Pickles from Adult Swim.
This is all a little too close.
Yeah, Mr. Pickles. Oh my God.
It's a little too close to me as home career along the border. Sorry. And in Phoenix.
Wow. Yeah, really,
I
really.
love how the sandwich is worth 3 mustaches.
Fake
That's
That's a
great.
lot of hair.
It is. Hey, it's prison. You just gotta make it work.
It's a beloved sandwich.
Very nice. And then are you gonna brush your teeth with this? You brush your teeth with this Jack Daniels? Is that the idea here?
No, you just pour the Jack Daniel down the drain. You don't
Okay.
drink it.
Very nice.
Yeah, thank you.
An inspiration for us all.
Very unique.
Anything else in there, Yi?
That would be it for today.
And let's see who else we got here. I think Luke Cottrell, you're the last one.
Yeah, I don't have anything.
Good. Okay. Well, nice job. I love what everybody's doing. Really creative, beautiful, funny, great stuff. All right. Let's take a little 15-minute break. We'll come back at 2:30. So I guess it's a 14-minute break. And then we'll start talking about the last program, InDesign.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, hello to anybody who's back already. So what we're going to do in this part of the class is we're going to start looking at a new program for us, which is InDesign. And so we have a couple of things on the website, a couple of PDFs that are projects that we can look at. And then, of course, there's the program itself that we'll look at. So what I'm going to do is first head over to the class website, and then I'll share my screen and download some of these PDFs. So I'm going to go pima.dreamco.com. And now I'm going to share my screen. Okay, and so what we have are, if you go to today's post, you're going to see that there's 3 PDFs here. And the first one is a sample business card layouts. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that and open up my downloads. Okay, there we go. Okay, so what you see here are some examples of business cards that were made that use the same kind of ideas as far as like graphics and content and similar colors to do different layouts and designs. Let me make this a little smaller so we can see all of them. So, you know, let's say that you were given the task of designing a business card, and you had this information about Robert Smith and the name of his company, his phone number, email address, and then maybe the logo itself. If you were given that information and then you were given like a color palette or told, go ahead and do this in 3 colors or 4 colors or something like that, then you might come up with something like this. And you can see all the different examples of, here's an example where, let me see if I can get my little pointer here. Let's see, what do I get? Annotate. Okay, let's just do draw. So like, this one right here, you can see that there's a very completely filled canvas there. The background is red and like this sort of tan color. And it gives you a certain kind of look and feel, when you look at that business card. Whereas something like this one over here, which is a lot more minimalistic, has that negative space, which allows the design to breathe a little bit. There's empty space and then a white space as well. And then everything else is kind of, examples in between. The ones down at the bottom are also kind of sparse. I guess if I move this, it just kind of goes up into that. Oh, I have to, hold on a second, I have to clear my screen here. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so these ones at the bottom are also very minimalistic, but of course they're using vertical lines. And then these two over here on the right are using horizontal lines to break up the information. And then this one uses a different shape altogether, a curved line, which represents either a planet or maybe the arc that the sun travels across the sky. So, lots of cool ideas here for doing the graphic design for a business card. Okay, so that's the first PDF that we have on the website. The next one is, and this is a two-part assignment that we're going to look at. We're going to look at the assignment, and then we're going to look at how to do it in InDesign itself. So the first part of this assignment is to make, of course, a business card. And you're making a business card for Building Blocks Daycare, and this is the information, just like that last business card, right? This is the information that you're going to work with. You're going to have this address and website URL. You're going to have the name of the company and then the idea of these blocks, right? And so what you're going to do is design a business card that has this information in it, right? So in order to do that, we're going to need to learn a few things about InDesign, and those are the things that are listed up at the top. And then we can go ahead and start experimenting with, making different designs, and then you guys can work on building a business card. So let's start out. I'm gonna go ahead and make this PDF smaller so that I can have it over on the right side of my screen. Let me see if I can make this whole thing much smaller, so I can just squeeze it into the corner there. Hold on a sec. It's kind of a big thing. All right, let's see. Get small. Okay, good. All right, excellent. All right, so we'll put this over here. We'll hide it over in the corner. Make sure that I can see all my stuff here. And then let's go ahead and let's go into InDesign. So what we're going to do is I've got the program launched already. This is, InDesign, when you start it up, is going to show you projects that you've worked on and then give you the ability to create a brand new project. And you can just click on Create New. And of course, all of these programs, since they're made by Adobe, there's a lot of continuity across of them. So for example, when you start your start screen, your welcome screens look kind of similar in Photoshop and Illustrator and InDesign. And then you get this screen, which is very helpful, which very quickly allows you to choose between print and web, or maybe you're designing a mobile app or something like that. Well, so what we're doing is print. So you can click on this print here, and you can see that there's some presets up here that are the basic ones that get used the most, right? But then right underneath that, there's some cool little things. Here's a template for a book jacket layout. Here's a template for a magazine. Here's a proposal layout, right? And of course, you can buy, Adobe has something called Adobe Stock, where you can go buy layouts and graphics and things like that. But also, if you click here, we can click View All Presets, and we can see that there's a bunch of other choices down here, including this one right here, which is a business card, which will make our lives really easy. We can just click on that, and it will make a standard business card size, right? So if we go over here and we click on business card, you're going to see that unfortunately it's listed in picas, right? Which is like, who knows what the heck picas are, right? But of course you could change it to inches, and you'd see that it is the standard business card size, which is 2 inches tall by 3.5 inches wide, right? And of course, right in here, you get to make the choices of how many pages you're going to make. Because as opposed to Photoshop and Illustrator, where you tend to work on just one design at a time, or one page at a time, InDesign is a layout program. So it's made for designing multiple pages, magazines and newspapers and things like that. Or, of course, you can design one design at a time, like we're about to do here. But you can set a number of pages that you want to create in your file, so that you can just go in and put all the content on those pages. And of course, you can set how many columns you want to be in your pages. So if it was a magazine, magazines, how they have columns of text, you might choose 2 or 3 columns of text for the magazine, and then you might put a picture in the middle and text wrapping around in the other 2 columns. Same with newspapers, right? and then, so it comes automatically with some defaults, like one column, the column gutter, which is the area in between the columns. It comes automatically with facing pages, which are 2 pages next to each other. It comes automatically with the orientation. And then, of course, you can open up this thing here called margins and put a margin around the edge of your page. And, you know, there's also something down here at the bottom called bleed and slug. And bleed is when you take an image and you go all the way to the edge, you actually have to go further than the edge in order for the image to bleed off the edge, which is what we're calling it, so that when you trim it, you still see all the color because you've gone actually a little further than you need to go. And a slug is information that gets put on a document that tells things about the document, like its color mode, like CMYK, and then maybe a little printout of the cyan, magenta, yellow, and black on the side, plus maybe other information about the document, when it was printed, what its file name is, and stuff like that. Okay, and you can click this little preview button down here if you want. And what that will do is it will actually preview all your settings for you inside of InDesign, right? And so, of course, I didn't do anything here. The margins are kind of obnoxious if you ask me. If you look here at this, this is a giant blow up of a business card, right? But to have margins that are 1/2 inch on something that's 2 inches tall is insane, right? So this would be a good place to start changing things, right? So, and you can change it and then look at the preview here. So for example, if I take any one of these numbers and I take it down, since this chain link button is clicked, all of them will change at the same time, right? Now going to 0.20, 0.25 or 1/4 inch makes a lot more sense to me for a business card than 1/2 inch, right? And so I'm going to do that, and then I'm just going to hit this word create. Now, of course, if we go into the InDesign or the PDF, they're going to tell you right here, it says create InDesign document, make the margin 0, right? So they're saying, you know, don't even bother with the margin, you know, and you can go ahead and, when you're working on the assignment, follow all of these steps here, right? But okay, but I made a margin of 0.25 because I think it is helpful to have a margin when you are working on designs like this, because otherwise you tend to get too close to the edge. Okay, so here I am. I made my business card, 2 inches tall, 3.5 wide. It's got a 0.25 margin all the way around. Now this purple thing that you see is the margin. And the idea is that you keep your design in there so it doesn't get too close to the edge, because then it won't get cut off when they cut the business card, but also it won't look bad. Things that are too close to the edge look bad, right? So then we have to go to the PDF and we have to see, you know, what else they want us to learn today to teach you how to do this. So learn how to make rectangles, fill, and stroke attributes. Okay. All right. So the toolbox is over here like usual. And if you click on this shape tool here that looks like a rectangle, that's going to be your rectangle tool, right? Now down at the bottom, we have a little box, just like in Illustrator, with a fill and a stroke, right? And so this box right here in the front is the fill. The box behind it is the stroke. It's just the edge. And you can double click, like in the stroke box, and pick a color. In my case, I pick black. And now that I'm on my rectangle tool, I can click and drag out a rectangle. And of course, it's going to have a black stroke, right? Now, you'll see that at the top of your menu here, or the top of your program, you have a little menu that gives you a lot of information about the design process, right? So in this case, you know, it tells you how thick your stroke is, one point. It tells you what color your stroke is. It gives you a drop-down menu here, and this is very useful. It gives you a drop-down menu that lets you change the character of the stroke, right? So for example, I could go down here and I could make my stroke thick to thin, right? It's kind of hard to tell when we're so far out of here. Let me try another one. Okay, here we go. Thin to thin. And then when you look at it, you can see that it's just a couple of thin lines now for the stroke. And there's all different kinds of stroke. There's a stroke that's all diamonds. There's strokes that are dashed lines. So this would have been handy for that Illustrator assignment where you have to make a coupon, right? But there's even strokes that are weird things like wavy lines, right? And those can be very interesting too, dotted lines. But anyway, all of these are elements that will be really useful to you as you go through your career as a designer, right? Okay, so I'll go back to the normal sort of solid rectangular shape there. So over here in the toolbox, in the shape tools, if you click on that, you can see that it pops up an ellipse tool and a polygon tool. So we have those very basic shapes we can make, right? And of course, you can fill those shapes with color by simply clicking on the shape and clicking on the fill tool, which is, or the fill box, which is this little color chip in front here. Double click on that, choose a color. You can move your color slider around here and move in this box to change the shade of the color, and then you'll end up with this sort of sage green, right? Okay, so those are some of the basic shapes that you can make. Let's see what else they want us to make, and some stroke information there as well. So we made rectangles, we did fill, and we saw the stroke attributes as well. Okay, it says learn how to typeset text, set character attributes. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and delete this. Well, actually, instead of deleting this rectangle, maybe I'll just turn it into a square so I can use it later on for like the ABC blocks or whatever. So, okay, here's something that looks like a square. If I click on the corner and hold my shift key down, I can drag it in towards the center and make it a very small square, right? And it's not a perfect square. If I wanted a perfect square, I could click on my rectangle tool, hold my shift key down, and then start to drag out, and it would give me a perfect square, right? So maybe I'll work with this perfect square here. So, you know, we know that this is going to be like ABC, and there might be little blocks involved. So I'm going to hold down my Alt key and click on this square, and every time I click on it and drag it, it's going to make a copy just by holding down my Alt key, right? So now I've got 3 little squares I can use for the ABC, right? Okay, so now they want us to do some type settings. So of course your type tool is over here. It's the letter T, right? Once again, you can just click and make a text insertion point, or you can drag out a text box. I almost always drag out a text box, right? And you'll notice this one isn't filling it with any sort of lorem ipsum text. It just makes the text box, right? But if we go back to the design example here, you can see this is called Building Blocks Daycare, right? So if I go here to my text example, I can just type in building blocks like this, right? Now, if you think you want to make different elements of your design have different attributes, you should do each one separately. So for example, in this PDF, you can see that building blocks is a solid color and the daycare is different colors. Now, you don't have to copy this design. They actually want you to make your own design. But I might be inspired by that and say, okay, I'm going to make the building blocks and the daycare separate too, right? So that means that building block is going to be its own chunk of text, right? And after I make it, I can grab my bounding box here and drag it in so that it just surrounds the content, right? That way, when I move this thing around, I'm not getting this extra huge ton of junk, right? So, you know, here we are, building blocks. I can experiment with this. I can make my text block bigger. If I want to make my font bigger, I just merely need to look at where my font size is, and I can find that by clicking on my type tool and highlighting my text. And then somewhere up here that is being hidden, oh, here it is, it's way over in the corner. I can see my font is 12 points, right? And I might want to increase that, so I can do the drop-down menu thing and go to another number, or I can use the up and down arrows to make that a bigger font. Of course, if my content exceeds the size of my bounding box, I get this little red box with a plus in it saying, hey, there's more in here than showing. All I have to do is open this up bigger and then I can see everything, right? Now for me, since I have these nice margin lines, I'm going to go ahead and use them as a way to make sure I don't get my content too close to the edge. So there's my building blocks, right? I might take this bottom content box here, the bounding box, and make it a little smaller, right? I might take my 3 little blocks here and move them over to follow this text, right? I don't know quite yet how I'm going to design this thing, but I'll just get some elements on the page and then move them around, right? Now, of course, this being an Adobe product, it means that it has all of the floating palettes over here on the left-hand side, right? So, you know, you have things like layers and stroke and all that kind of helpful stuff. And of course, we're in a very specific setup here, a very specific workspace. If you go under Window and then Workspace, you can see we're in this thing, or I'm in this thing called Essentials Classic, right? Now, you can change your workspace at any point. If I go to Workspace and click on Essentials, it's going to look a little different than Essentials Classic, right? Now, Classic workspaces are for people who have used the program before and are used to a certain look, right? And they like, or you know, they like the way that that looks. I like the way this looks, so I'm working with this. But you can use any layout that you like. Okay, so we know that we have Building Blocks Daycare. Let me see. Okay, so it looks like Brianna's stuff finally uploaded. So when we take a break from this, we'll go take a look at that. Okay, so I got my building blocks, and now I know that I need to have it say daycare, and I need an A and a B and a C. So once again, I'm going to click on my text tool. I'm going to drag out, you know, the day. I'm going to spell daycare, which of course I have to look up to see if it's 2 words. Okay, daycare. Okay, and then I know I have an A and a B and a C. Now, the A, B, and C, I'm just going to drag out as their own individual pieces of text, right? So I can drag out an A. I can hold down my Alt key, click on it, and drag it over again. And then I can just turn that into the B and the C. Now, one of the things we notice is all of this right now is just in whatever the default font is for InDesign, right? And of course, I'm going to change that to something that suits me a little better, right? That I'm more happy with. So I can click on this building blocks here. If I want to know what font I'm using, I can go over here to character and click on that and open that up, and it's going to show that Minion Pro is the default, right? And I can click on this drop-down menu and see what other fonts are in my system here. And on a Macintosh, I can roll over them and see the different choices, right? And I'm just gonna, just for grins, I'm just gonna grab this one, which of course has nothing to do with the daycare, but I just kind of like the little stars that popped up there, right? So there it is, building blocks. I can see that this text is a little big. It's kind of hitting my blocks. So I can highlight it, and I can open up my character palette here, and I can just click my down arrow until it becomes a reasonable size, right? And I can, once again, I can take my bounding box and resize it so that it's just a little bigger than the content, so it doesn't get in the way of things, right? And you can see how this B is sticking up a little above everything, so I have to click on my arrow tools on my keyboard and move everything in, right? Okay, so now I've got a building blocks. It's kind of a old English font or something like that. You know, I'll do the same for daycare. I'll just pick a font that kind of works for me, and then I can get into colors and stuff like that. So, you know, these fonts are not necessarily the ones that you would pick, but you know, I just kind of like the way they look. So. Now I have to make choices about how I want daycare to look. Do I want it to be off to the left or over to the right? Do I want it centered? Well, I'm thinking maybe centered would be good. So that means I can make this second box, I can drag it out so it's the same width as the first box, and then go to my paragraph tabs here and click the align center. And now that's gonna align in the center there. Now, when I look at this, I think, well, you know, on second thought, this building blocks doesn't look very good being a different font from this. So maybe I'll just make it the same font, which is, let's see, Myriad Pro. So I'll just go ahead and highlight this. I'll start to type in Myriad in here and it'll find it for me. And then, you know, maybe I'll change this to the bold version too, or maybe semi-bold. One of the things I like about Myriad Pro is they give you bold and semi-bold, because sometimes bold is just too bold, you know what I mean? Okay, and now I can take this building blocks and I can center that as well, so that, you know, everything looks good. And I can also look at the font size here, which is 20, and I can make sure that this one comes up to 20, or maybe I liked it smaller because the building blocks is taking a little more attention, right? Okay, so I kind of like what's happening here. I like the idea of maybe changing the color of this text. Now, when it comes to changing color of text in InDesign, you can highlight the text and then you can click over here where this little letter T shows up, and you can go ahead and you can choose a color that is going to work for you, right? And then when you click off of it, it becomes that color, right? Now for me, I'll just try the red, white, and blue thing. See if that's going to work at all. Maybe I'll get a sort of a darker red. Oh, I don't know. I don't know if I want daycare in red. It's just kind of a scary color for a daycare. Maybe I'll just choose green. I don't know. I'm just picking random stuff here. Okay. Anyway, just to get the idea of how things are done in here, I want a sort of a darker green. Okay. Now, you know, I can go over here to my letters and I can make them all certain colors, and then I can fill my boxes with a color too. So for example, I could move all my letters out of my boxes, click on each box one at a time, and then click on the fill color. And maybe I'll do these boxes red, white, and blue. So I'll leave one alone. I'll make one red. And I'll make, so one will be white, one will be red, and one will be blue. Okay, and then that blue doesn't look much like that red. It's not really bright enough, so I'm gonna choose a brighter blue. Okay, and then maybe what I wanna do, maybe my A is fine. Maybe since this is a sans serif font, I wanna use a sans serif font over here. Maybe I wanna use the same one or a different one. I'll use a different one just to break it up a little bit. I'll use Arial Bold, and I'll make it smaller. Other things that you can do, you can center it. And one of the things I find is if you're trying to put one thing inside of another, centering it really helps. So the other thing I'm going to do here, this is going to be hard to see, but I'm going to make this white because I think that the white will stand out on the colored background. So, so here's my B. Because I have it centered in the box, it lets me put the lines, the bounding box on the edges of the block, and lets me very easily you know, put that in there so that it's kind of centered. Now another cool thing you can do is you can use, let's see, color theme. Okay, we don't want to use that. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and make this I'm going to leave it black, but I'm going to go ahead and make it Arial Bold like the other one. And make sure it's the same size and everything. So let's see, it's going to be black, and then I got to click back on this one to see what size it is. 9 point it looks like. Okay, so this one's 12 points, so we'll take that down a couple. Okay, once again, I'm gonna center this. I'm gonna take the bounding box up a bit, put it up here, you know, make sure these edges of my bounding box are hitting the edge of the square, and then that helps me like kind of center that thing in there, right? And same for the C. Let's go ahead and do that really quickly. So we know this is going to be white. We know that it's going to be Arial Bold 9 point. Okay. And we know it's going to be centered. And then we're going to click on our move tool and drag it over here, and you know, just get it kind of look the way we want, right? Now, one of the things that could be disturbing to you as a designer is seeing all these lines, and you're like, oh, I can't see anything. I've got all these lines and I can't see what the design actually looks like, right? Well, what you can do is you can change to a preview mode. This is kind of your work mode, but you can change to a preview mode that will show you how it will print. And the way you do that is you come down to this very last button on the toolbar and you click on it. And right now it's showing that it's in normal mode, which is the normal workflow mode, right? But if you come down here to preview, it basically gets rid of all your guidelines and shows you, you know, how it's actually going to print. And that's really useful after you've done a little work to come in and see how everything's looking. Then you can click on it again and go back to normal, right? To see, you know, how everything is. Okay, so, you know, that's some text that I can play with that I've got up there. We've used a variety of things. We've messed with colors and fonts and centering and alignments. Let's see what else we got that we can work with to make this business card. Okay, so set character attributes. Well, of course, we have been doing that, but you know, this box looks very similar to the boxes in Photoshop and Illustrator. It has the same choices with fonts and then different versions of the fonts, you know, regular, bold, italic.